I am live. I am live. The rush I had to do to get here. The rush I did. Just bring my microphone in this shot. I'm here though. I'm here. Got a new friend with me. Got Bob. Got Bob. Of course, as you know, I start at 7:30. I will, while I wait for people to get in, if anyone wants to join, I will just be talking about the episode. Of course, if people join, then I will obviously talk to them or whoever wants to join. Whoever has something in chat they want to say, I'll obviously talk to them, I guess. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I usually do. I'll be starting in about 3 minutes. So yeah. Also, sorry if my camera is slightly off center. I can fix that. Just give me a quick second while I get something to fucking chew on while I calm my nerves, because I know what happens at the end of episode 1. Ooh. There I have it. I fixed it. Obviously, again, I will start in a minute. Evening, Mr. Sellout. I mean, Piggy. Look, I'm not selling out to the Saudi Arabians, for fuck's sake. I'm selling out to make money from one person who wants to buy a mug. What time is it? 18:29. Let me just play the. I haven't got the episode up. Bollocks. Definitely be buying a few things. If you want to be shown on what I'm trying to say, if you want to be shown, let me just check to see if I've been picked up. Second. No, it's not. That's good. If you want to be shown wearing your exclusive merch or wearing your merchandise, you can post in the Discord. You can. I like how he works in the garage, but he doesn't interact with any of the other fucking people working in the garage. What are you looking at buying, SD Cricket Fan? If you want to buy anything at all, I'd if you want my honest opinion, I'd recommend the mug or just one of those stainless tumblers that you see all the fucking girls on TikTok use. Well, not our one, but you see them use the normal ones where they tap it and they're like, I've got an espresso martini and this shakes the thing, and then the ice, like you hear the ice. Oh yeah, jumper. Fair enough. I was not the fat shame, because if you are fat, I don't mean the fat shame, but the jumper only goes up to 2XL, I think, or 3. So sadly, a plump guy like me can't wear them. It's funny when your merchandise rule against you. Watched a bit of the EastEnders saloon. What did you think, or salon? I always want to say salon, but it's saloon. Not realise the relationship factor. Oh, so why the fuck are they at school? Why are they at school? It's July. You should be at home. What are you doing at school? The fuck? Am I missing something here? I thought you get holidays off in July. What are they doing at school? Hardly doing summer school, are they? Who the fuck does summer school? And how the fuck is Lily affording summer school? You're a large? That's good to hear, at least. Yeah, because usually how our holidays worked from when I went to school was the primary school kids would finish at the end of June, which would happen when you're from like junior infants to sixth class, and then the people in secondary school would finish earlier because they would have exams. So like when I um when I was in school, we would usually finish at the end of May, but yet the final week of May would be your exam week or your mock exam week to prepare you for your big exams. And then if you were in like the 2 years that require you doing the actual exams, which is third and sixth, shit, I nearly dropped that. Third and sixth, you would have what's the word I'm looking for? You would basically you'd still have the week off, but you'd have to come in not June to do your exams. So if you say I had English on the Monday, but you didn't have an exam at half two, you'd only do English, then leave after the time is up, and then so far. And that's just how it worked for me. I know like some oh fuck he's getting pulled over. It doesn't really make him cool or edgy, in my opinion. I'm being chased by the police. Should I stop or should I drive on? Oh, I'll drive on because I'm not going to look suspicious if I drive on. I'm sorry, but this makes you more suspicious. I will read the chat in a second. You're not in a vehicle. Well, I know, but surely if you're being pulled over by the police, like your main goal is if you're getting pulled over by the police, you don't go, fuck, I'm being pulled over by the police. What am I going to do? I'm going to keep driving, or am I going to just stop? Well, he's got a dodgy car without a license plate on it, I think. So the police have just found out that he has a dodgy car, I'd assume, and they're chasing him. Which in this circumstance, I'd just be like, all right, what's the problem here, officer? I'm watching Mark in Monday's episode. Um, could vary, I don't know, council. Mid to end June. Mark Fake Fowler. Fair enough. I know what happens at the end of Monday's episode, so you're not going to get a live Piggy reaction. Is this Wednesday or Tuesday? I'm on Mondays. I'll watch Wednesdays at 7:30. Which is what I typically do. Because I can either watch this in my spare time or I can have chat and I can have people tell me that I'm an idiot or actually talk to me about what they enjoy. And I can read your lovely messages. Yeah, see, we're usually live at 7 p.m., but because of the hot weather, we're usually it's no. It will go back to 7 when the time cools down. It will go back to half 7 when the time, not the time, when the heat cools down. But during the heat waves and during it being like 22 degrees, I don't know why I stick to doing it, but it's only 22 degrees, so it isn't as bad. Um, but like it's because of the hot weather we're doing it in like when I wake up, because it's easier than say doing it at like 7 and then having to be in a sauna till like 10 p.m. But I will go back to half 7 when the time arrives. What the fuck is he doing here? What's he doing? He's doing at this random site location. Who has naughty pictures on the wall and a CRT TV? I'm so confused. The first East End saloon was hilarious, even if it got points. The slanderous towards Mr. Wade. I loved how like Ash was like, oh yeah, my god, is the relationships, and then I went, son. Yes, I agree, but I also disagree. He's the Ross and Joel are having a conversation here. Hey, that vase was given to me by a great ancestor, I'll have you know. Or vase, whatever you say. Smash the vase slash vase, whatever your preferred wording of that is. Say. Also, it's a big birthday in this. Big, beautiful woman. Big in the literal sense. Does seem like a fine woman, though. It fitness based also. You're doing pole dancing. She's allowed to be a bit wary of pole dancing, isn't she? Considering it is a sexual thing. In my eyes. No, my eyes are not for kids, but still. Can EastEnders show this? But they can show the pole dancing because I'd assume they'd be strictly in business casual. Like this. They wouldn't be in, just bikinis. Unless they are in bikinis, then I could be completely wrong. Well, I'd assume they'd be in like business or casual. I don't know how you can like make a PG version of pole dancing is the problem. To be fair, I know a great pole dancer in the chat. It's SD Cricket Fan. He's a great pole dancer. You should see him working the pole, specifically Ravi's pole. More like 12. That's the rating BBC gives this. SD Cricket fan, it is true, isn't it? They do great pole dancing. Yeah, Ravi's his #1 customer. I like the idea that SD Cricket fan is secretly a pole dancer. Yeah, Ravi's also changed his sexuality. He's now bisexual. SD Cricket fans' entire thing is that they can change any straight man into being bi, and any gay man into being gayer. I don't know. He got extra goodies for me when he was giving Harry and Coach what they deserve. But SD Cricket fan, as the Ravi #1 fan, you have to remember that wasn't Ravi. It was Oki, remember? I just know the pole. I just know the pole dancer is a. Holy fuck! I I love the aesthetic of this woman. She is the pole. Is the problem? Like, I'm not going to fat shame her. She's a beautiful woman, but she is the fucking pole. Who remembers Oki apart from Carrie and Kojo? Wade, he certainly doesn't. Well, he does actually. He does remember. Wade, he does remember Oki because he's the reason why Ravi got away with the crime. They just say Oki did it. It's the opposite of block storytelling, goldfish storytelling. No, goldfish storytelling is when you have to acknowledge something that happened post 2000s, and you refuse to acknowledge it because it didn't happen in your golden era. That's what goldfish storytelling is. Well, to me, that's what it is. Hello, Alfie. Do you get a ton of gambling ads? If you mean on the live streams, like if I'm watching this not on my legally obtained browser, yeah, I do because when they know you're 18 plus, they will shill gambling ads. Yeah, I've been watching YouTube not on like because obviously on PC I have a browser that disables the ads, which YouTube doesn't like. But when I'm on phone, hold on, Lauren and Mark are kissing. But no, when I'm on my phone, when I'm on my phone, yeah, they do appear. They do appear, but it's because they know you're an adult. But also, as an adult, their preference to you, I believe. I believe their preference to you, and it's what you are known to watch. I don't know. I honestly don't know how fucking ads work on YouTube. All we do is we just go, oh, we've got this certain amount of ads, so fuck, I'll just pop it there. Like we just have a setup because usually most YouTubers, if they want, they can put ads at literally every millisecond. But we just have ours at default setting. because what's the point of like, my thoughts on Ben Whaley, Sky Vegas, bet your way, and it's like, you came here to watch. All we're getting in return is 50p from a fucking gambling ad. There's no point putting it at every 5 seconds. Like, could you imagine, like, what I mean by that is, like, could you imagine doing fucking hell? Like, go on, Bertha. I don't know her name. I'm just going on her Bertha. But no. What I'm saying is like, because it's if we put ads at every 5 seconds that you watch the video, it would basically be like watching a movie on American TV or watching a movie on ITV over here. Because if you watch ITV, if you watch films on ITV, and specifically remember when they used to just have Mr. Bean on the channel, Mr. Bean movie, the second one, not the first one, you will remember that every 5 minutes they'd go to an ad. It's same for the All 4 movie channel. It's basically that, with what people can do on YouTube if they want. But also, the sneaky bugger, I gave him the goodies for no reason. You did give him the goodies for no reason. And he did appear just briefly. Well, yeah, that's the entire... No, it's fine. It's fine, Nick Raven. You're allowed to do that's the entire premise of this live stream, is to hear people's what they have to say and shit. Don't mind me, I'm trying to lick get Pepsi off my face. No, it's fair enough. I understand what you mean. Because gambling ads do suck, because it is basically gamble. That's all you need to do is gamble. And it's like, yeah, but if you gamble your life away, you're just ruining your life. It's just how it works. It's predatory behavior. It's just something you have to deal with. Which, yeah, I know that's weird to say, but that's just something you have to deal with, sadly. Because what they'll do is they'll go, yeah, we don't encourage gambling, so we don't. We don't encourage it. We do have a little stop button at the end of the video. Ash is here, apparently. Because that's not me. That is apparently Ash. You know, I understand what you mean by the gambling ads. It's just the thing that happens on YouTube. It's even gotten worse. Why is Peter Crouch in every ad nowadays? Money, I guess. There's a lot of things that happen to people who are famous. Oh, you did press the ad that allows gambling ads. Well, I'm sorry then, Heath Raven. I don't set up the ads. I just appear. I just appear. Let me just read that message again. And Peter Crouch used on like every modern ad ever. What a seller. I think more people like him for ads. Think of him for ads than public. Well, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, it's probably true. Because ads have changed where they are now. Well, they still are on TV, but you're watching, if you're like a Gen Zer or a late millennial, you'll obviously watch YouTube, so it will appear. No, it's fair enough, Ash. It's just Eagle Raven complaining about gambling ads, because obviously I understand the perspective. They are predatory and they do basically go, no, we're not telling you to gamble, but we want you to gamble. Yeah. You and Ash could do a better gambling ad. The bookies for Alfie Moon as a spokesperson. Specifically 2018 Alfie Moon jokes. I my dad used to always go to the bookies, the big nine. Used to go to the bookies. But when I go to the bookies, I wouldn't back a horse or anything. I'd just sit in the corner and drink hot chocolate. But obviously oh bollocks. Fucking hit the keyboard. But obviously kids used to go into the bookies with the parents, but obviously they what happened was kids would spill shit on the carpets. So basically the government, but the people of like it would have been Labrooks in the town, basically went out now and stay out. and that's and so basically I would have to stand outside if not I went into the bookie because I wasn't allowed to go in until I was 18, which was very weird when I walked in when I was 18 because it's a sight. Justice for Peter, I do agree. Oh, here's the new guy from Hollyoaks. He used to be a big gambling addict. But gambling's easy. It's well not easy. Well, maybe easy is the wrong word to use in that scenario. But yeah, because I think Bet365 is still up. I think it's still up. I'll have a quick go. I'll quickly check. Give me a second. Yeah, no, it's apparently still operational. It's Bet365. Um, but like, well, Mr. Q, Midnight, and Tom Bowler are more online gambling sites. Like Ladbrokes have physical, like shops you can go into. Do I gamble? No. When I gamble, I only go on the bingo because that's all I can be asked to do is the bingo. I do not gamble, no. But I've no problem if you want to put a bet on a horse. Just, just don't do like a ludicrous amount of like 50k on a horse. That's gonna come fuck all nowhere. That'll be your downfall. But I've no problem with people doing it. No. Like how you're saying the kids would spill shit when I was clearly. Well, no, this happened before. Um, no. What happened was this was like before, like I was like able to walk. Like it was about when I was 4 or 5. Which was just like about when I was 4 or 5. They'd just be like, yeah, someone just started spilling shit in Ladbrokes. It wasn't me, and they banned the kids basically. And there was a ball sports down the town, which I would go into, sit in the corner and get a hot chocolate. I always get chat GPT ads with fake indie music and cat to lure people in. Yeah, you're gonna see a rise in that. That's sadly a thing that's happening as well. Is the rise in chat GPT and ads like that. Be right back. You can be right back, Ash. There's no one stopping you. Um. Also, when someone designs a band logo, which kid you're not looks like the most gross thing ever. Yeah, no, because the problem is, and I know this might sound, and if you're wondering what I'm doing, basically this is a drink holder that can like cool your drinks. That's like a so I put an ice cube in to make it extra cold, so I just put it on my leg to cool down. But bands typically nowadays want to use AI, and it's like you don't have to. The Channel 4 sponsor, yeah, even though it's just Coke or old Pepsi. Got pink lemonade as well. I know it's Friday Night to Dinner one the one that has Will. It Will from In Betweeners. I think it's Will. He's now in Star Wars. Rip Paul Ritter. Rip. But, bands do typically use logos like now. They use AI logos, I should say. It's the one that has Will also interestingly Chrissy, which didn't age well. You can still appreciate her. You can still appreciate her for what she did to the show. So Or I have to do how I'm supposed to do because I'm not sponsored. So they do it in movies. There we go. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Something Channel 4 probably wouldn't do. But then again, there's always going to be TV studios, despite what people think will hire problematic people, even if it's bad. Like I've seen a post recently where James Franco, which uh, who plays the new Goblin in Spider-Man 3, was also Harry Osborn in the Spider-Man Sam Raimi trilogy. He recently went, I just want to reunite with Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst. And it's like, yeah, well, you could, James, if you were a piece of shit and got cancelled. That's the problem. You got cancelled away, and now you just do low tier movies because no studio wants you. I don't know. I find it funny when an actor who gets cancelled is like, why doesn't Hollywood want me? Well, it's pretty obvious why Hollywood don't want you. It's pretty fucking obvious. Tobey Maguire used Reddit once. He probably still has no fucking clue what Reddit is. Oh, she's closing the blinds. Let's go. I'm on the second episode now. But yeah, they're divided because they don't know what they want really. Like I love all three of them, even though my favorite is Toby for obvious reasons. Because you're going to be more reliant on the one you grew up with, but people will say, "Well, no, Maguire's the best, Garfield and Holland are shit." And it's like, well, no, they all bring their own qualities. Well, yeah, no, because what I will say is, and on this debate, the reason why people prefer Maguire and Holland, or not Maguire and Garfield, is because to them it's like because the MCU one is where people have a problem with because they just made him Iron Boy Junior, and then in the third movie tried to prove he's not Iron Boy Junior and can move on from it. But that is a problem that you set yourself. Because all you had to do is ground him in reality and make him a superhero. Now in the fourth movie, they're doing what they're supposed to do, but they're bringing in Hulk to do it and Punisher. Andrew Garfield, I have to state that name is tainted now. Why is that name tainted? What did he do? Garfield didn't do anything cancelable, did he? Oh, Andrew. Oh, right, because of Prince Andrew and Andrew Tate. Oh, obviously, all right, yeah. You know, people like the other because people will be divisive. Because obviously, if I had to rank the four of them, which I will include, Nicolas Cage's Spider Man with the live action one, it would be Toby, Nicholas. No, it would be probably Toby, Nicholas, Andrew, then Tom. Andrew Garfield, in comparison, just seems like a fucking. It's just like I'm not getting into any controversy, and if I have to say anything, I'm going to remain null. It is probably the way you should do it. And yeah, the guy just. Again, I'm not going to say chill because that could come back to bite me in future time. But from everything that we hear about him, he just seems like a sound bloke, really. Yeah, I know, never form a parasocial relationship. Yeah, I know. But typically, I just say, typically, he's one of the few actors that are generally having, no one has a bad thing to say about him, which is very rare in Hollywood. Because even, fuck you, Ash. Ash posting on the account again. Big Guire, I think, don't think has had major controversies by the paparazzi. But get the fuck out of the way. His funniest crash out is so funny. So the paparazzi crash out is still one of my favorite things. Get the fuck out of the way! Can't you see there's cars there, motherfucker? Get the fuck. The only controversial thing about Toby is his dating history. But again, if you ignore that, yeah, yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. That's why people hate him, because he's obviously, if you don't know, he is friends with If you've seen fuck, what's that yeah, like the Leo DiCaprio, that was the name, because obviously he's best friends with Leonardo DiCaprio. So like you can see you can see a bit of Leonardo as rubbed off on him. Yeah, because Toby's previous girlfriend, I think, was like the same age as his daughter, which was fucking one of the creepiest things. Like, I've no problem if you want to date a woman who's 21, go right ahead. But if you're in your 40s, I feel like there is a bit of an age limit on the 20-year-old. In my eyes, because it feels very weird for a 40, sort of nearly 50-year-old man to go for 21. I guess maybe go for like the 30s. Yeah, Robert De Niro did have a kid at 80, to be fair. People who think they have real life relationships with celebs are psychopaths. Have you seen that woman who stalks Shia LaBeouf? He's crazy. I have not. I just know isn't Shia LaBeouf a dick? You feel bad for Joel. I will find out what happens to Joel in the next episode. But I don't think he's dead. I just know he gets battered. But I don't think he's dead. I'm assuming they mean Joel as in July 2026. I'd assume. I'd assume. No one is defending 2025 Joel. Considering the hero he probably looks up to, which was like Zach Draven, fucking Noah. I like to admit, I like to think that Zach Draven, or whatever his fucking name is, like I like to believe he is the stand-in for Taint, and he has recently got caught by the police. That's old. Drake Sagan. Yes, there we go, Drake Sagan. Yeah, I just like to believe he was caught by the police recently. Even though in my eyes, I still want to believe that Drake Sagan actually wasn't a misogynist. I love how everyone's just going, well, you're a fucking stoner. You fucking stoner. Stop talking, will you prick. The BBC don't like stoners. They fired someone for wanking on camera and having a talk. Like, don't say you like stoners now and you killed Fat Boy over this. Is Ross going to dangle Nugget on a bridge now? I don't think so. Oh, well, Willie, Willie, not fucking Willie. Willie Nelson. What does Willie Nelson think of this? What will Honey think of Will being a stoner? William Doobie or not Doobie Mitchell. That you have to bring that up in the podcast now. That's fucking brilliant, mate. William Doobie or not Doobie. Yeah, yeah, sorry, I had Willie on the mind. Yeah, yeah, the dog. Well, his name is William, but everyone called him Willie 'cause they're short. Also, by the way, if you keep seeing Ash's message, just know I pinned it. So, yeah. No one remembers the cat. Yeah, the cat that fucking wrecked half of the, well, not set, but half of our living room. Yeah, 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 I know the cat. Yeah, yeah, wasn't it Dave the cat in the end? Which makes me just think of Dave Bautista, who's just also a based human being. Non-binary Ethel the cat. This is what you don't get when this is what you get when Ash is on the doobie with William. What episode are you currently on? Little Miss Pumpkin, I'm on Tuesday's episode, the 21st of the 7th. The 21st of the 7th, so it's Tuesday's episode, which the description reads: Jack struggles to cope with his emotions, Lauren prepares to make a decision, and Gerald struggles to be back in Walford for Tuesday. Yeah. Maybe if people buy the merch, I can get on the. Go up to William, he'll hook you up. Yeah, mate, you have to admit mate, I want an episode now where I just see Billy and William just talking it, just fucking having a full episode together. I just want that now. William and William and fucking forgot his name now. Will, Will, there we go. Will and Billy. You can get Phil in there. Will, Billy, and Phil. There you go. Mate, Phil'd be great at the fucking around the circle. Yeah, yeah, that was so underdeveloped post. Because the problem with June Brown was they just went, June, you can't act. It's like, well, I'm going blind. I'm near my 90s. Of course I can't fucking act. What do you expect? It's like going to an old horse and going, well, you can't run anymore. Of course you can't. Like, you have to be accommodating to her. She can't really, it's not her fault she's getting old. She could, she stay young. But, yeah. Yeah, bless June Brand. She is an absolute icon, which I still feel sad about her exit, which will always wind me up, and I will continue to wind me up to this day. Well, no, she did have one thing. She did look after Stuart Highway for people at home. Yeah, she was an icon. Oh, Joel, you have changed. You have changed. We can let him back in, folks. We can let him back in. He's admitting he's done wrong. I still think the tonal whiplash I've had watching a scene of EastEnders is when Dot has, I don't know who she has around, but she has some people around at Christmas one year, and they're talking, and then Nick goes, "Yeah, I stole that, and I bought heroin with it." It's like, "Oh, I'm just being honest." I'm like, Nick, maybe you don't say that in the moment. Maybe you just say I stole it and bought something out of it. Maybe don't say you bought heroin. Maybe the statute of limitations on what drug you bought is maybe off limits. Oh no. You've got to be Joel and me. No, it's not as good. Joel, they are allowed to be that way, considering you did technically produce some adult child movies, shall we say, and and you did show some horrific shit, and you did beat a woman half to death. So, like, maybe they are allowed to be like that. You can't really say, well, I've done nothing bad. You guys haven't done nothing bad. Well, don't tell me Lauren is going back on the drink. Like the BBC present, I know I bring this up, but like the ex-Sky News report when they had some of the survivors from a certain case on, and they had like obviously they were victims of Andrew of Mount Winds and Batter. They're victims of Andrew Mount Winds and Batter, and then they go and then they go to the ex Sky News reporter, and she just goes, "You have to remember he's a war hero," and I'm like, I don't think it works like that, love. I don't think it works like that. That's what you get for trust. Well, no, the problem is you can say that if you fell down the stairs and you accidentally push him down the stairs. I am a war hero. You don't say that when he's when he's grouped in to be allegedly a part of a joint, like, circle of let's just say uh friends. You don't really say that in my eyes. Like, you just don't go, yeah, I know he murdered your family, but he did make good chocolate brownies. So think about that next time before you slander him. Like, Joel, maybe you have to realize that not everyone's gonna like it. Obviously, I'd forgive you, but like, people are going to look at you a bit weird. Right when he was cooking chocolate brownies. Look, did I kill Chantel? Yes. Now have these chocolate brownies, please. That's how you break the news to people. Just start cooking food for them. I say people, that's how you break news to me. Oh yeah, eBay's been promoting fucking AI for a while now. Don't mind me. Um, Lost for words. AI writes them for you. Lost for words. Let AI build your item description. Sent for free on eBay sponsored eBay. You sell on eBay? What do you sell on eBay specifically? If you don't mind answering, unless it's something that you can't really say. Like like again, it's not that hard. Like again, if I was give me a figure here. All right, I'll use this Indiana Jones. He's just been sat with. Like, how hard is it to go vintage Indiana Jones figure for sale? Has good joints, can move well, has alternative edge. Not that hard. Oh, you buy. Oh, you buy. I read that as sell, sorry. It's just the state of how people have gotten lazy over time. Like, I'm in the wrestling figure community, so I obviously buy customs and I like being a part of that community. So I just see sometimes, I just see sometimes like fucking people just using obvious AI customs, and I'm like, well, AI customs, like they didn't actually make them, or they make AI mock-up images, and I'm like, he could be a bit more productive, like, because there's nothing like seeing an AI figure that you really want to get, but then you realize, oh wait, that's AI and not even real. You tried selling 90s VHS tapes. Were they just like home recordings, or are they like movies or stuff? Trying to think of a 90 Lion King VHS. Obviously, VHSs do have worth. No, movie. Oh, fair enough. Movie. I think VHSs still have worth somewhere. Oh, like Cube or Blackadder. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Or Star Wars. Yeah, fair enough. Like there is. I think it's South Korea. South Korea was using VHSs up to like bloody 2008, 2009, and they've become hard to find because they were only in South Korea for obvious reasons. But, like people want like cars on. If you want cars on VHS or flushed away on VHS, like you can obviously rip to it. But you can obviously South Korea had the version, like actual, like legitimate versions of it, which is always interesting. Because I like the look of the. I don't even know how would you fit Avatar on HD TV, not on HD TV on a VHS. What the fuck's I saying? The HD TV? How would you fit it on a VHS? It's like I know VHSs didn't have a lot of space. I know, yeah, I know Cars though was on it and flushed away. I'm like over the head. I want to assume Over the Hedge was on VHS as well. I'm surprised VHS is never getting back into the style. Oh, the dark, the Dark Knight on VHS. Who's Exit? Sorry, oh, we're just talking about VHSs. VHS. It might sound like Exit or something because of my Irish accent. Yeah, things that people tend to still do VHS rips nowadays. So I've seen it with wrestling, but either use a DVD or Blu-ray player is all I'm gonna say. I understand the appeal for VHS. Hello, Ash. Welcome back. We're just talking about VHSs. Have you ever had a VHS? Because you were born in the 2000, year 2000, so I'd assume your family were a bit late to the party of getting DVDs. Not to assume that you were poor, but just assuming. I'm assuming you had a VHS player at least when you were a kid. Annie's sister had a VHS player. So when I first seen the VHSs, I was so confused. Yeah, frequented Trek 2, Scooby Doo on Zombie Island, Scooby Doo, and the Gold School on VHS or so. Um, yeah, I there is a funny story about the Disney classics. I remember in America there was a huge like spike in like I want to say late 2010s, early 2020s, where people were selling their VHSs for like $300 because they were like, this is extremely hard to find. But if you went like on eBay and just searched Lion King on VHS, you would find it. But they were selling it for like £300 or 300. I will say, but they were selling it for like fucking hundreds. Who do you think had some of the best and worst exes on the show? Mick, go on there. Best exit easy Peggy, Pat, and Ethel. Worst exit Anthony Truman, Heather. For me, best exit is always Peggy, and Ethel is obviously second because like Peggy going out her own way, um, and like Ethel, I've watched time and time again. They're the only two that can visibly make me like actually cry. Like if a deck can actually make me cry, then you know it's good. Plus Ethel basically being like she doesn't want to be in pain. Um, She doesn't want to be in pain, so she wants like the pain to be like what's the word? Being like eased. Which is why Dot kills her. Well, it kills. It still raises an entire like discussion point with people nowadays. Oh, so listen, Miss Pumpkin, you're Lauren, right? Or am I wrong? But yeah, no, I do like Ethel. Ethel is always a fantastic one, and Peggy. I always go back to Peggy. And they're the two I mostly go back to. Lola is up there as well, E. Graven. And I think what E. Graven mean by running Roxy's exit is the fact that they never got a proper, like, they never were allowed to come back. Well, allowed in the actual sense of to come back. Because if they bring them back, they obviously have to do some fuckery and be like, well, all a dream, fuck you. You know, they have to do some fuckery compared to, say, if they just left. Which is what I'm assuming E. Graven did. I know you guys will laugh, but I am the biggest Pauline apologist ever. 20 years of stuff. We like Pauline on this channel. I will take the piss out of I will take the piss out of Pauline or Wendy Richards, but it has to be made clear that I truly believe if you stand up and believe what is right for your character because you're a long tenured character, you should be treated with respect. You shouldn't be just you're fired. That's how I see it. That Denise saying she hasn't got it in her to beat cancer, so that's is she dying? I don't think so. The problem about this storyline is not the fact do people care or not. The people who care will enjoy it, but the people who ultimately don't care about it, like Ash, are just gonna hate it. Because if you don't view Denise as a good character, or you do, but you don't think she should be given it, you're just gonna have a problem. Anyways, I can read chat now because I was watching it. Let me just click on the next episode. Because that's the problem with this storyline with Denise. It's just the fact people who like Denise will like it, which is fair enough. And people who don't like Denise or do like Denise, but they don't think she deserves it, are not going to have a fun time. So it's a really divisive storyline, which I personally don't mind it. It's just it's not the fault of Denise's actions, actor or actress, whatever you want to call her. It's more so the fact, do fans care? Because some fans will, but some won't. So it's sort of like Zoe, but much, much lower on the pedestal, if that makes sense. Because when Zoe came back, there was a lot of negativity around it. For the fact she was pushed. Whereas Denise, tedious, I would agree, to Kate Dan. Because they pretty much like, not to use the C word, not the one that says see you next Tuesday, but they pretty much love throwing around a cancer storyline around these days. Like bloody Sam had it recently, now Denise has it. Um, uh, Lady repeating it with Zoe. I'm assuming that's relating to Ronnie and Roxy, which I do agree with, because that's not how you're supposed to treat a long tenure character or a legacy or iconic character, whatever you want to fit Zoe into any of those categories. That's not how you treat her. You give her the most respect, and you do go, all right, maybe you can come back in 20 years if you want. Because it's a shame when you ask someone who has potential to actually, like, again, if you have nothing for her and she wants to leave, that's fair enough. But if you give her, if you go, all right, you want to be gone, we'll kill you off. That's not right. Unless, of course, Michelle Ryan asked to be killed off, which is again is fair enough because it happened with the guy who played Dennis Rickman, where he asked. But obviously, if she quit and you kill her off, that's really not worth it. Um, that's not how you do it, to me at least. Um, to blame Kay Harwood for she asked Pauline. Well, he, and this might sound harsh because Wendy Richards sadly passed like 3 years later. But knowing what we know now about like Wendy Richards, it was the right time in my eyes because she at least got an exit. Whereas, say she just left and she didn't, and she was still alive in the show, wouldn't it just be a bit of a letdown to just be like, oh, Pauline's died out in America. Fuck. What do we do? Like I know that might sound mean, but I think it's better knowing what I don't know how to say it in a nice way, but knowing how long Wendy Richards had left, like it's better to understand that it's better they killed her off the way they did than like say have her exist in a bubble, but then sort of do what you did with Dot and be like, well, fuck it, we'll hold a funeral now. I know that might sound silly. That's just how I look at it. Because it's better if you give them a set. Like if you go, all right, we'll do this. Yeah, we love Pauline around these parts. I love watching her in 85 EastEnders. She's fantastic. Um, you like Denise? That is fair enough, E. Craven. So is Denise going to pass away from her cancer storyline? If that'll happen, I'll cry and die. I'm cry and die. Um, um, I'm just going to play the episode now. 3, 2, 1. I'm on the 22nd of the 7th if you want to watch at home, which is Wednesday's episode that is airing about now, if the one show hasn't finished. But what I was saying, I'm the fight about whether Denise will pass or not. Because I'm holding out hope. No, it's fair enough, Evan. I don't really care. I just know Joel gets attacked. I don't really mind. But what I will say is, I'm divisive on whether Denise will die or not. Because I think if she dies, she will be an alright character. Like, she will go down as a legacy character in my eyes, or a legendary. I know legacy might be a strong stretch. But if she stays, I don't know. Like, it's a red herring, but it's also, is it a red herring? If that makes sense. Sorry for my weird rambling. But it's like, if she dies, it makes sense. But if she doesn't die, yeah. So if it's good while it lasted, I guess. There's no way Denise will die. Yeah, see, that's also the problem when you watch these storylines, because you look at it and you go, since she's been there for so long, will they just kill her off? But like, considering the fact, you bring in the factor that she said she'd only do. Well, no, my Martin, it was different because Martin left for about fucking 6 years and got a face transfer, face transplant, face transplant, face transformation, whatever the fucking term is. Also, why the fuck are these kids in uniforms? I thought. Yeah, he got a recast basically. Yeah, but I'm making the joke that in universe he got a face transplant. Um, I've not gotten the guilty looking. Are you on Tuesday or Wednesday's episode? I'm confused. Uh, no way he'd. I have not got the guilty Lauren yet. I don't think. No way he'd ruin them. I definitely think it could be done if done well. Viewers love them, so would be forgiving of suspense of reality, in my opinion. But yeah, because they're alleged. Oh, she's looking guilty now. I am at 2:48 where she's very happy after she got her black door ploughed out. Uh, duh, 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 duh. uh, I do think there is room for Ronnie and Roxy to come back, but it just really depends on the story because it has to be like a Den Watson situation where they have a definitive story to bring her back and they bring them back and they just don't get lost in the shuffle. Okay, she's looking guilty, and she doesn't get they don't get lost in the shuffle. Because it kind of happened with Cindy in a sense. They brought her back. She had a fantastic couple of months, but then just sort of faded away and did nothing really. Yeah, there's no way Denise will die. She's been there for too long. They said that about Ronnie and Martin, which yeah, they did. Um, oh no, you're fine. You're fine as a Miss Pumpkin. Um, VHS is top tier. Bring it back, please. And Scooby Doo on Zombie Island is so good. And of course, Ash says Scooby Doo on some island. Zombie Island is the best Scooby Doo, yeah. Witch's Ghost is also pretty fire. I have watched Scooby Doo, but there is certain ones I can't really remember. First four direct to videos. Okay, hold on. Let me look at this. Okay, so it was Zombie Island, Witch's Ghost, Alien Invaders, and the Cyber Trace. I remember Cyber Trace because that's the one Ash does. That's the one Ash sometimes speedruns, I believe. I believe. If I'm remembering correctly. Um, does Lauren love Peter though? Really? Um, I think deep down, yeah, but she's just fed up of boring. Not it's not the same, but it's like if you eat pizza for like 4 weeks straight, you're going to get fed up of pizza eventually, unless you are some psycho who sicko, I should say, who fucking loves pizza 24/7. Sorry, I was watching this scene because Barney's in it. The fucking. But yeah, no, as I was saying, if you eat pizza for 4 weeks straight, you're eventually going to get sick of it unless you are some type of sicko who will never get sick of pizza. So you want some variety in your life, which yeah, is fair enough. But also, I feel like they should be the modern Pauline and Arthur, where they just don't have affairs and split up. But obviously, even Pauline and Arthur had their affairs and split up time and time. So Oscar sneaking alcohol, I've got past that now. Yeah, he's buying the alcohol. But why does he have to buy the alcohol? Will can buy it. Will is 18. Will is literally 18. He can fucking sneak in and buy it. I think he's 18. Yeah, he's 18. He'll be 20 in fucking. He's either 20 next year or he's 20 in 2028. Niece is looking so sad. Hey, Grevin, I know you're being serious, right? She is going through chemotherapy. She is allowed to look at. I know you're doing a joke here, but just to some people at home, because obviously I can't share the video. But yeah, wouldn't you look a bit sad if you were in a hospital bed thinking you're going to die of cancer? Like I'm not. I know you're probably making a joke, and I'm just responding of how a pundit would respond. But I think if I was in this situation where I think I'm going to die, I would look pretty sad. But I'd look happy, but I'd also look pretty sad. Ricky has a going out tracksuit. I love that for him. Big up my man, Ricky. Big him up. I like how Jack says I trust my kids. Meanwhile, Max's kid is sneaking the alcohol for them. Ouch. Who the fuck is that guy? Yes, I know who Hank is now. I know who he is. He's from Breaking Bad. If I can, it's just an image I can copy of him. There, look, that's him. I know I've broken the thing, but that's him. For people who don't know, that's Hank Schrader. Which, to be fair, I do know him as Hank, but I barely recognize him. My favorite thing. Do you know your fucking kid smokes dope? Yeah, I can't forget. Like if I see his face, I'll know it's him. That's how I know it's him. But if I just see him normally, I won't know who he is. But if I see the memes, I'd immediately recognize him. That's the problem. It's like if you give someone a picture of Steve McFadden, they won't recognize him. But the minute you show them with the leather jacket, they'll go, "Oh, that's Phil Mitchell." Which I love for a generation who watched Malcolm in the Middle. They would only see Walter White as the guy. He knows the guy. He knows the guy tweeted a porn gifs on Twitter. But no, it's buckled me. Um, oh, but no. Like, it's like how for a generation, people will only recognize what's his name in Malcolm in the Middle, but basically recognize Brian Kirsten as his Kirsten is his name. They'd only recognize him from Malcolm in the Middle, and then for people who've only watched Breaking Bad, they'll recognize him as Walter White. Brian Cranston, yes. I knew his name was Brian. I forgot what his last name was. Not Brian Peel. What era of EastEnders was the best, the strongest era in your opinion? It purely not they give the wanky chicken nuggets at a barbecue. That's cringe. I'd fucking love to see you at a barbecue. Oh, you've got hot dogs. That's fucking shit. For inviting Joel to the cookout just to prove that white folks can cook at a cookout. What is everyone's favorite era? Well, again, to give the wanky YouTuber answer, it will purely depend on when you got into EastEnders or when you most enjoyed it. Yeah, I would agree with Ash's answer there, where he says 2023 till the 40th would be the strongest for me, at least, because that's when I most enjoyed it. But obviously, like again, I'm loving 85 EastEnders, watching it classically, so I'm also enjoying the first year of EastEnders. Why does Craig remind you of Craig? But Ash hearing that is about to throw his monitors out the window after hearing that comment. Fucking Ricky's on the barbecue. You fucking love this. He's not useless. He's not useless. He can fucking cook. Let's go, Ricky. You actually have some importance to the show. You could be a great chef. Alright, Ash, stop posting that fucking face. On the Watching Walford. He has it on a secret tab. He's just gone, E. Graven, you're banned. Can we ban E. Graven? Can we ban him? Oh, him. Marge, can we ban E. Graven, Marge? Marge, can we ban him? Not anyone who says Craig is a piece of shit. No, I mean, I know you're joking. I know you're joking. No, we're not banning it. We're not banning it. No, don't worry. Even if we do, it'd be a jokey ban. That's what you think. Serious face again. I really hope that is Ash posting those serious faces, because it's not fucking me. To be fair, Craig has Linda's friend Clive has appeared. Who names a child Clive? You say Colin isn't a name. You say Colin isn't a name, but when you go to America, there's definitely one fucker called Colin. That's the problem. When the people try to name the children Nutella, someone out there's got to name the child Colin. Don't doubt the world, because some fucker definitely has. Serious Lauren face, let's go. I had an uncle Clive. Clive just doesn't seem like an English name. That's the problem. It just doesn't seem like a name you'd hear in rural England. Like even countryside England. You wouldn't. No, fuck off. Fuck it. No, fuck off, Dan. That can't be. Fuck off. That can't be real. You had an Italian boss called Fredo. Was he built like a Fredo? That's my question. Fuck, that can't be. He has to be fucking with me. He can't have been called Fredo. Like Fredo. Fucking Fredo was buckled to me. But that and William Doobie are not to be. Why do we have to get a close up of Joel? Did we need this? Yes. Oh, I know Cadbury's a surname. His first name was Pastel Fredo. He was a nice guy. You swear, you swear he wasn't. You swear, Darren, he was a nice guy. I mean, I can't really. I just can't. Like, I know he's a boss, but the problem is, I'm trying to imagine him as a mob boss. Is the problem because he's Italian and that's stereotype. But still, it's imagining him in The Sopranos. It's what's buckling me. We gotta go. We gotta go see Mr. Fredo. Yes, you can't be mad. You're one of the reasons why your son was hit by a fucking car. Oh, so sorry. We'll find out tomorrow. Right, now we're gonna see Joel be fucking bittered. Bittered? Battered. I got Barney's the only reasonable one here. Either I feel sorry for him, but he's a wet wipe. He needs a bloody starline. Fair point. Sorry, it was a bit, lads. It was like again. I felt like I was watching a very dirty blue movie there. A very horrendous blue movie there. The way the fuck he, like, what? Why did you have to handcuff him? Just hold him down and pour the drinks over him. Ian will not like Lark. Fucking Lark. I wouldn't know what a blue movie looks like, you dirty fecker. I don't know why I said it in that accent. Obviously, if people are newer here and don't know what a blue movie is, it's an adult movie. It's what we call the blue movies. It's the section that you weren't allowed to go in extra vision or whatever the equivalent would be in England. Basically, the blockbuster. The section that is taped off and that only the adults can go in. Fucking Greg looks sexy. Dab 'em up, Max. Punching Walford. We've had many age restricted videos, I think. We've had many. Not sure we've ever been age restricted. Fair enough, but you have been demonetized multiple times. I know that much. YouTube doesn't like me to throw out the C word or a few of the fucks early in the video. They don't mind it on the live stream for some reason, but if I had to do it in still handcuffed. No, he's not. I do agree what you did to Joel was a bit mean in my eyes. You didn't have to fucking leech him. I feel like that was a bit too far now. I know what he did is horrendously worse. But fucking handcuffing him and throwing drink over him is a bit far. Did they play music? Oh God, why are they back with the music? Oh yes, I know what teens really love. What did they love, Ben Wadey? Some peaceful humming noise. Next week, Mongolian and throat singing. If it's the 2000s, it's just be very dodgy Chinese music. See, I get what they're going for here, but the problem is that you didn't have to hang up for like. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Where the fuck were they? Were they? why, why, why do we need close-ups of their face? Why Why did we need close-ups of it of their faces? Guys, we didn't need the close-ups of the face. We didn't need that. Give me a second, I'm just checking. Alright, what do people think? Couldn't get over the close-ups of the face. It was an okay week. It really Hollyoaks this episode. Well, we can ask Ash, who's the Hollyoaks expert. I just don't know why you needed the fucking somber music and the close-ups. Like, you didn't need the close-ups of the face, is all I'm saying, because it fucking makes the death funnier. And there's no way he's dead because he was brought back just last week. And if he is dead, well, fucking hell. But yeah, no, my problem is just Hollyoaksing this fucking shite. It's like, you're not Hollyoaks, you're EastEnders. Stop doing it. I don't care that Will is a stoner. I find it funny because I do just want the children. No, I feel like the reason why Lily's receptive and trusts him is because obviously well, the struggles her ma went through and the struggles that the Slaters go through, she just is resistant to see people change. Like Jasmine and Jean. Well, no, it's just pretty much to assume that if he's brought back last week, he can't be dead. But again, I will be there to eat my own foot if he is not dead. But I just don't believe that he is dead. And if he is dead, why would you do it? Not, no, I know, like, we critique that, like, oh, they should do original storyline. I'm just gonna fix my camera because I am leaning to the side. Just bear with me. Um, yeah, just give me a second. Ooh, there we go. Fix that. There we go. But if he is dead, right? Now again, I don't mean, sorry if this is winding you up, but I don't mean any offense to anyone when I say this. The actors are doing a good job, but no one will buy it. If this is a whodunit, no one will buy it because fairly new, well, not new, but they're teen characters that no one really cares about. Yeah, it would be super. Yes, yes, I would agree. This would be a Hollyoaks day. But to me, how I see it, if you kill him off this way, what was the point of bringing him back? Because to me, you want to show that he has been redeemed and he has changed and he does regret. You don't want to immediately put him back in the same place as last year, because that's how you evolve the character in my eyes. Is you have him be redeemed and you have him actually go, right, you guys don't trust me, but I will prove to you that I have changed. And you slowly build the record up. Like, that's just how I see it. I know that might sound mean, but that's just how I see it. So if you fundamentally brought him back last week with this big fanfare, just to have him immediately die, it's just silly. But I don't think he's dead. Truly don't think he's dead. But if he is, no one is going to give a solitary shit about this whodunit. Like, no one will fundamentally care about this whodunit because they're teen characters. And as you can tell, most people hate the teen characters on the show because it's GCSE level acting. That no one will care for it. But no one will care for them. So just giving them this spotlight is sort of, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's not really a good look. I obviously don't care. I don't mind it. I just laugh at the yoga music they played and the fucking the close ups of the face where it was horrible. But yeah, the obvious suspect is Will, but he's too stoned to remember. Again, I know they won't do it because it's the BBC and they want to paint that drugs are bad. Just give me a children's in need special. Just give me a children needs in special where Will, Billy, and Phil are just having a fucking talk, like it's a talking round. So I would love to see in universe Stone filmmaker. I would love. I would fucking love a children in need special. Just a special in general, or just a Phil. Right, it reminds me of a time when I was with Grant in Portugal. It won't happen, I know, but it would be funny in my eyes to see Billy, Phil, and Will just all having a talk. it, it won't happen, but it would be funny in my eyes. Specifically, Billy and Phil, because I feel like you would have because to me, having well, you know, I also feel weird because you have Barney, who's I know Ash is going to laugh at me the way I say Barney. You have Barney, who's like doesn't want to do it. You have Ivani, which rightfully doesn't want to do it. You have bloody, um, you have yeah. Phil was on crack once he was, but yeah, you have Barney, Ivani, and someone else. I forget the other person who were receptive, but like Nugget, Nugget, Will, and Enzel were all for it, and Ricky wasn't there. I don't know where the fuck Ricky went. Ricky just didn't do anything. But like it felt very like the only comparison I have is when South Park did an episode on lice, and in it they presume that the poor character, which is Kenny, has lice, so the kids just strip him down and start like giving him a soap bath with socks. I know it's not the same because obviously they didn't do that job, but that's what it pretty much felt like because they just tie him up and just throw water on him. Like it's a bit like I know what he did is far worse, but like lads, if you want to like scare him, I don't know, smash his phone. Don't fucking handcuff him and throw water on him. But I don't know. It's just that scene reminded me of that South Park scene. It was beer. I was beer. To be fair, I thought they were gonna throw like petrol on him, fucking light him up. Who got shot? Assuming this is Hollyoaks. Amy's getting to do stuff finally. Yeah, that's good to see. I'm still sad. My man Ricky's not getting to do anything. No one likes Willie. Ricky. I think it's Willie. Ricky. Give Ricky something to do. Um, but it just felt very rough the way they fucking did it. But I thought when they threw drink on him, I thought they just threw petrol on him and were going to threaten to set him alight, and I was going to be like, Jesus, maybe don't do that for a pre-watershed soap. Maybe don't do that. But it's knowing Ricky the fucker. After they throw the petrol on him, knowing him, he'd fucking end up slipping with the match. Knowing Ricky, who love Ricky. Ricky sadly inherited his father's dim-witness. Yeah, I do think Ricky though is one of my favorite teams for how like I don't wanna, don't want to say dumb, but he is pretty much dumb. Like Ricky's my favorite out of those bunch. I will always root for him. Like him just being so innocent, it's just funny. And like it's Ricky and Barney for me. It's Ricky and Barney because I also like Barney for the fact of like he knows what the right thing is and the wrong thing is, but he doesn't want to interfere and he just wants to provoke a conversation or provoke an argument, which I like. Because for a man who's been around the Mitchells, I know he's not now a Mitchell technically. Um, which I know he's not like a Mitchell, but being around like Teddy and Nicola, like I'm surprised, like you said, he hasn't got PTSD. Like, I'd be terrified if I had Nicola as a mom. You like Jackson's Ricky has sort of reminded me of Jack, who isn't bitter and moaning. Well, I like Jack. I think he's another useless character, but um, sorry, hold on. I do think he's a useless character, but like, Ricky will absolutely only eat takeaways. Yeah, but Jack will also like what's the word I'm looking for? Like Jack is an alright character in a sense where he just exists, but it's very shit at existing. But Jack will always just be that character. That's how I see it. That's just how I see it. He's just been a nothing character for years. I would honestly agree. Jack has done literally nothing throughout the years. Like the problem with Jack is he had Ronnie, I believe Ronnie and Roxy to rely on, and was very good in that both like triangle. But when they died, he was just sort of just moved on to Denise. But he sort of like, but he just sort of existed, and they don't really want to evolve Jack's character, which hinders him in my eyes, because I feel like he should have definitely been fired from the police for his job, but they just don't want to evolve him, which is sad because you can evolve a character. Every terrible character can be a good character given the right and given whatever you throw at them. But they just gave him nothing, which is very weird because even in this like storyline with Denise, he's just there, and that's not a good thing in my eyes. Because I want him to be more supportive, but he's just like I'm stressed, and I'm like, yeah, but can we see Jack being stressed instead of just having him drink and say nothing? Because like he's doing an all right job. Like again, Scott Malson is doing a fantastic job as Jack, but just sadly the character hasn't really evolved since Ronnie's death, which is a shame. But that's just how I see it. Ricky is probably already a better parent than Jack and Sam combined. Um, didn't he also yell at someone once for something Scott Malson? You remember the incident I'm thinking of? Scott Malison did allegedly, I can have to put in huge quotations here, allegedly attacked a disabled person for not picking up their dog poo. Or their dog's dog poo, not the disabled person's dog poo. Or actual poo. He allegedly hit a disabled person, allegedly. Which again, you're not supposed to laugh at, but when you realise you're really getting that mad over dog shit when they can't really pick it up. Like I know you're not supposed to laugh at it, but I'm just like, I'm just like, maybe you can't. Maybe he can't really do it, Scott. Maybe he can't really do it. He can't really help himself do it, can he? Which again, allegedly, which is one of the few things I will say allegedly for, because as much as I want that story to be true, I don't know if I see it as being true. It is a Jack thing to do. Scott was just method acting. He was getting into the role of Jack that week. He had to prepare for his fight against Ravi. I can already hear SD Cricket fan running back to their phone. So I said Ravi. But no, he was just method acting for the fact he had to fight Ravi. You know, to me, Jack's character hasn't evolved or devolved. It's just stuck in purgatory, where it just doesn't happen, where nothing happens with the character, and it's just sat there in limbo. And it's like, just do something with him. Like, because at least Max's character, they do evolve and devolve him, where they do basically take away consumption. Yeah, I know the McClunky prices have skyrocketed since he took charge, but like, you know what I mean? At least Max, they go, yeah, he is a bit of a notoriously, but he's trying his best. But then they reverse it back. But Jack, they never do anything. Like, the last good thing he had, he shagged Stacey, and that was literally it. It's like, can he be more than that? Well, no, he can't. Did you not know there was a Stewie Griffin spin-off show, Asher? I thought I mentioned this to you. Yeah, no, they greenlit a Stewie Griffin project, and I did say to you that this happened, and I basically said it's 20 years too late. Because I feel like the height of Stewie Griffin has definitely gone down. The height, the hype, not hype. Comes out next year. Just heard of it? I swear I brought it up to you before, and we both said it's 20 years too late. What would Peter Griffin do in EastEnders? It depends what era of Peter, let's be honest. Because if it's pre, like, season 5 Peter, like, if it was, like, Peter Griffin in the earlier seasons where he actually was a good dad, he'd do pretty well. But if it's, like, asshole Peter, he'd be kicked out immediately, or they have it dealt like then. Which is the problem. I really want to get into King of the Hill, but the problem with it, I can't relate to it because it's set in summertime. Like, I nearly said Argentina. It's not fucking Argentina. Well, it's set like in the summertime. Texas is old King of the Hill, which is just very hard for me to get into because I really want to watch the show. Yeah, it's Texas. There we go, Texas. But like, it's just I can't get into it because I don't relate to it. But I really want to watch it. I sell propane and propane accessories. I swear every animated show from Fox lasts forever gets rebooted constantly. That is a huge problem with Fox because nostalgia is real. And Futurama, the reason why it's so why Futurama's like schedule is so funny to me is the fact of like how many times they've been cancelled and brought back. Fox just didn't see any potential in it because they thought it was going to be like The Simpsons. But you had to know that nothing can be like The Simpsons because The Simpsons are like you can base an idea off The Simpsons. But if I just go, here's an idea, it's not The Simpsons, but we are The Simpsons, right? It's like, yeah, you have to realize they're not going to do the same jokes. Yeah, that's the problem. They expect because they hear Mac Groening is in it, they go, "Oh, it's going to be like The Simpsons." And it's like, well, no, it's not because this show is going to be different. It can't be The Simpsons. Which is just funny to me. Which is just forever funny when shows do that. Like, oh, you wrote Beavis and Butthead. King of the Hill is going to be like Beavis and Butthead. It's going to be like, no, Mike Judge does a different thing here. It's not going to be like Beavis and Butthead. It's going to be different. Just funny why Fox cancelled it, and then obviously Comedy Central brought it back, and they did all right with it, I guess. and obviously it was cancelled again, and then obviously technically Disney brought it back. Simpsons people say it's hard to say when I went downhill, but I did. Simpsons to me is like I know it's weird to compare to EastEnders, but The Simpsons to me is like EastEnders because um, no matter where you start, you're going to be nostalgic to a time period of The Simpsons, unless again you're watching it on Sky One or whatever Sky is called now. Sky One is called now, where obviously you're going to be nostalgic for whatever era or the reruns you've watched. But it just does depend when you think it fell off. I do think the fact it's nearly gone on for 40 years is something that has to be like astonished to say. Like it's mental because no animated show has gone on nearly 40 years. And actually, yeah, the quality has dipped short. But like the problem is, and I've said this here, I've said it here. Well, I haven't said it here, but I will just say on it. I do think The Simpsons should have done what King of the Hill did, where they advance the characters and have them move on instead of being a 10-year-old, because I think that would be a refreshing idea and actually show the characters how they evolved and how like I can give Marge Simpson a new voice because I can't listen to modern Marge. I just feel sorry for the actress. They do that. They do future episodes, but I mean like do a timeline shift where you actually move the like timeline forward a little bit, and you retire like Marge's voice actress, and you bring in new people to sort of do the voices. That's just how I see it because I think that would do better than constantly going, "Hey, this is set in 2026. How do we know he has a smartphone?" It's like, all right, okay. It's like, are you going to do interesting plots? No. Whereas when you look at King of the Hill, they knew they couldn't um um what was I saying? But obviously, King of the Hill knew they couldn't just go back to when they ended. They had to move the characters on, which is what The Simpsons should do, but they won't. They own IT. Homer has now technically been born after the show has aired. Yeah, he's now in the current floating timeline. He is currently now a late 90s, early 2000s teenager. So he's born in the late 80s, early 90s. Um, Technically he is younger than EastEnders, but again, floating timeline. Um, but also on the ITV being bought by Sky, it was bound to happen. Sadly, free TV can't really exist anymore because everything has to be on streaming services. So free TV can't really exist, and it was bound to happen. It was either going to be ITV or Channel 4. One of them was going to get bought first. I still see Channel 4 being bought, but yeah, so Homer's technically born now in the early 90s, mid 90s, or he's a teenager in the mid 90s. I think that's how current canon works, and now he's technically a 35-year-old adult now. You know, but I thought Channel 4 was going to fold first. Like, I didn't think it would be ITV. That's the problem. Didn't think it would be ITV first because you look at Channel 4 and you go, it's a bit understandable why. That's just my current opinion. I know that might not mean, but when you look at Channel 4, you're like, what do you show Channel 4? Yeah, that's what I mean. It can't. It's owned by what the fuck do you mean? Like, it's owned by the government? Is Andy Burnham in fucking 10 Downing Street watching the Big Bang Theory reruns and Young Sheldon? Like, it's just funny that this Sheldon Cooper fella. Like Channel 4 are definitely to me the closest of always going broke. Because like again, ITV at least have original dramas and original shows. But like problem with alright, it's publicly owned, not publicly funded. Alright, fair enough. But yeah, Channel 4, like what do they really have? They show reruns of Everybody Loves Raymond. They show reruns of Everyone Loves Raymond. They show reruns of Big Bang Theory, Young Sheldon, and The Simpsons. And the original main show they have is Hollyoaks. They don't really have anything. Whereas ITV at least have original dramas and original like dramas and shows. But Channel 4 literally have Channel 4 does have come down with me. That's fair enough. But what I'm saying is they've nothing real. They were the edgy channel. They were the channel you weren't supposed to watch in the noughties and the 90s. But obviously now they're not. It's sort of the same effect that happened to MTV in America. A fair point. They probably do still have a good chunk of shows. I just think it has the same effect that I just think it has the same effect as MTV, where since it was ruled to be a different channel, it fundamentally failed and collapsed in on itself because it can't be that channel anymore, and it has to rely on the ads, obviously. So, see, MTV. If you don't know, MTV like used to be the music channel. Um, 'Cause obviously, as I was saying, MTV used to be the music channel, but then they got relied on. They changed it to just do like how can I describe it? Some reality TV shows, and it was just like Channel 4 may just turn into it could turn into a YouTube. It probably is already a YouTube channel. Yeah, fair enough. It did have Dairy Girls and Big Boys. Hello, Big Boy. Yeah, that's what I mean. Um, they definitely have lost their. Yeah, I do. That's what I'm trying to say. They've lost their identity, which is what fundamentally harms Channel 4, like MTV. Um, because it's just sad. It's honestly sad to see the decline of Channel 4 because it is how we feel watching the Hardy Boys wrestle. We're like, just please retire, just get it over with, just get it over with. Stop hurting yourself, Channel 4. Just leave. Just leave, please. But if we, I could see Channel 4 being here for another 30 years. But the way I look at it, it could be bought either tomorrow or just completely dissolved by 2050. Hollyoaks has been getting better, to be fair. I will trust you on that. I will trust you on that. You would miss if Channel 4 if it went well. I mean, I used to love RootTube on Channel 4. That was a fantastic channel. I used to love watching The Simpsons on it. Well, obviously, Channel 4, if you don't know, had censorship issues with The Simpsons, so that they sort of censor some stuff or edit stuff out, which has become largely a meme online. Um, Big Bang Theory was always great. I used to come down and I used to either be watching Big Bang Theory on Channel 4 or you'd be watching that or Comedy Central's Two and a Half Men. It'd be funny when you go downstairs and you hear them laugh and all you hear is men, 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 only men, men. But no, I would agree that Channel 4, like, yeah, it will be missed if it's gone, but I do see it as like I do just see it as the old guy who just won't leave. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, and also I will agree. Yeah, they did have Adult Swim. It's yeah, it is if you don't know, that is it's channel which yeah, Channel 4 owned Adult Swim, which pissed me off because um when Small and Friends season 3 aired in the United States, we couldn't get it over here because obviously they were setting up HBO Max. We could only watch the first two seasons until the HBO Max launched. But now, since I think they're dissolved, like they're no longer with E4 or Channel 4. They just I don't think have Adult Swim. I could be wrong. Yeah, again. I'm glad it's there, but at the same time, I'm like Channel 4. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's closing time. RootTube is great. I think that's a YouTube channel where they upload episodes. You'd rather Adult Swim would be free to air than streaming. Oh yeah, that's fair enough. Oh, that's fair enough, Igor Evan. That is fair enough because streaming services pretty much rely on you sign up now to watch this, or you might not see this again, which is just a sad thing. Which is what I do agree with. If you want to collect physical media, you should be allowed to collect physical media. Or even if you I just have to say legally obtain. Even if you legally obtain the file, the raw file, and for the physical media, that's even better. Because streaming services do typically tend to take stuff away when they want to. Do you feel sorry for Joel? Alfie, I do. I do feel sorry for him. But he also has no leg to stand on because you have to understand these teenagers are not going to trust him for the fact that he was just a rock bloke. He was just a horrible human being. So it's understandable that people are not going to trust that he's changed, but he clearly has. So, like, it's just a fitty thing. So, like, I do feel sorry for him, but at the same time, you can't, like, expect people to immediately forgive you. You did just do a horrendous crime. And you did just beat a woman half to death. So, yeah, what does he think what was going to happen? But I do think that, I think, like, if you're going to beat him up, at least just punch him in the stomach. Don't tie him up and fucking throw beer at him. Like, is that, Cobbenberg? Delicious. Do you think he's dead? No. If he's dead, if he is dead, that will be the shittest comeback I've ever seen in a show. There is no way he's dead. But again, if he is dead, if he is dead, that's gonna be one of the worst whodunits in history. Who killed Joel? Was it the stoner? Was it Denzel? Well, no. In comparison, right? What if Joel dies, right? His entire comeback would be him. His entire comeback would be him. Firstly, just arriving back with his ma, and then her leaving him, abandoning him, and then him trying to find himself on the square, and then immediately dying. But it just doesn't feel justified. Just the ending. Your brother is fuming at the idea of another whodunit. I just don't want another whodunit. I just don't. I guess this can be the way being like, now the plot thickens of who the villain, who Max killed in the new year, which is like, who really cares? Who really gives a shite if the plot thickens about it? Who really cares? Oh wow, we've another suspect for the possibility of a fucking murder angle that we didn't know we needed. Oh great. I'm so excited. I really don't know if we're in this era of where the soaps are fixated on who done it again. I feel like the six may have been a good idea at the time, like every good thing caused the trend that people hate eventually, like Netflix or Marvel movies. I do agree. We've been stuck in the who done a hangover for years. Yeah, it's a shame, really. It's a shame. I do agree though. I do agree we are in a hangover. Yeah, I know why you know why, but like yeah. I do have to admit the six is probably because it revolutionised the soap industry. I wouldn't say revolutionised, but I would agree that it did help EastEnders, even if the outcome was very shit. No, I do think revolutionising it is a strong word. I do like the wording. I do think that is a strong word. I would say it did benefit EastEnders initially. As well, I will add, I do think it did benefit them in the end, but the after yeah, it's the cherry on top of extremely great. Yeah. The aftermath is typically forgotten because it's terrible. Well, it's not terrible. It has some good moments, but yeah, I could see where the soaps think they see it as revolutionising, but I wouldn't just because like all executives just see it and see money. You disagree? All right, fair enough. Here we go. All kicking off in the chat now, folks. Um, like the aftermath had some good moments, but the fucking just, oh, did you do it? No. Did you do it? No. Did you do it? Maybe. Did you do it? Did I? That's the question. Did I? Do you think soaps may copy Corey down? Um, uh, no, because I don't know what soaps EastEnders could cross over with that people would actually eat up. Like if it was announced tomorrow that EastEnders would cross over with Hollyoaks, like if it was announced tomorrow that they were crossing over, I don't think anyone would be happy to see Hollyoaks cross over with EastEnders. And also, what else could EastEnders cross over? Like again, EastEnders crossing over with like with Hollyoaks. It's like trying to eat a chocolate hammer. It could cross over with Casualty, but again, that's the problem you rely into is who watches Casualty apart from your granddad. Ash, stop it now. Stop it now. Corriedale was announced beforehand. You have to remember this. Like Ash doing that. Well, actually, my show did it before your show. I'll have you know. Um, but like, I don't know. I don't know what EastEnders could cross over with unless it was like a just a children's in need special. But my granddad can't really watch Casualty, but someone else's granddad can watch Casualty. You did get me there, brother. You did get me there. It did survive over Holby City and Doctors. It did. It did, to be fair. I don't really know if you call that an achievement. I feel like calling that an achievement is like it's like getting gold in a boxing tournament, but the finalist was a person with one arm and one leg. And the bill, fair enough. Uh, and what the fuck is London's Burning? I'm hearing all the new daytime soaps. Let me guess, is London's Burning set in London? Fair enough, Casualty survived over them. Oh, it was okay, firefighter soap. Ash, I know what we're watching next for the channel. Firefighter soap. I got a silver. Hold on. I got a silver judo medal for knocking my mate's tooth out when judo doesn't even do punches. I see you know your judo well, good sir. The reference that. I see you know your judo well, good sir. Oh, it was on high TV, so fucking hell. It's weird to imagine you fighting anyone. You just seem like too calm for a person to fight anyone, Ash. That's the problem. Like in a fight, you'd go for the lesser option, which is don't fight me. I don't know who cares to preserve it. Someone will care to preserve it. Fundamentally, someone will care because it's going 10 seasons of London Burning. 10, bloody hell! Ash, are you ready to do London Burning? Watching Walford watches London Burnings. When we make money off the merchandise, get buying the merchandise and we'll do it. If we get 100 orders on the merchandise, we'll watch London's Burning. That is not a promise. Be revved up to actually fight someone. I just couldn't see you in an actual fight against someone. You just take the safer option every time you can. I check YouTube Studio very quickly. How's the stream still going? I'm staying as long as you guys want. Piggy has too much time in his hand. Well, you're all being active, so I feel like I should talk back to you guys because you're all being active, and I feel supportive in this time because you're giving me good content to talk about. So if you want me to wrap it up, I will wrap it up as quickly as possible. But we are currently at 2 hours 11 minutes. But also, run off with it. Well, good luck because I'm ending it now in a second. See, if you want a hat like this, go to watchingwalford.com/merch. That's it. Watching Walford. Shop fortwall.com/. If you want a mug, go there, buy it. If you want a t-shirt, buy it. If you want to be like me and wear a cool denim hat, go on. You can even get finger tattoos like mine. What else do we have here? If you want a sippy cup, you can get one of these here. You can get one of these. Anything else? If you want an East End saloon mug, go on, buy yourself one. Anything else? Anything else? Oh, if you want a beanie, oh here, you buy a beanie. Here's a lovely beanie. If you want a standard mug, go to the shop. You can pull up the shop if you want to have a look. Yeah, just buy our merch. Buy the merch. Let me just zoom it back down. There we go. Look at that. You speak in English or Afghanistan? I like to think I'm speaking fucking English. My accent might make it a bit harder. But thank you for the input. No, it's what user FS2CS8V9L said. I don't know what they said. No hate. That's fair enough. That is fair enough. I was just shocked. Thank you, Ash. I was just shocked. I was just shocked because that is a banger opening press line. How the fuck do you say that? Pashto? See, I can't say it because my accent just makes it sound like I'm saying an Italian dish. Pashto or Dari. Hopefully that's a good language to learn. Hopefully that is. I'm from London and your accent sounds exotic, but in a Tyson Fury way. Well, I would like to let you know that I am from Ireland. I'm native to the Kildare area. My accent is a bit shit, but I'm Irish. I'm Irish. I can be confused for a traveller like Tyson Fury. It is a joke because he's obviously called the Gypsy King, so that's the joke. That is the joke. I don't know if he actually is a traveller. No, I'm from Ireland, so obviously I understand. I understand if Irish like I can't say Irish like McGregor because I'm not a rapist, but I am Irish like anyone else from Ireland. That's what I can say. Uh, what's the Irish boxer? Oh no, it's fair enough. It's fair. Katie Taylor. There we go. Katie Taylor. If you can compare me to Katie Taylor if you like, but do not compare me to Conor McGregor, please. I will prefer be called. I would prefer you calling me an Irish sounding nonce than be called Conor McGregor. Please and thank you. What the hell is going? I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying so hard to try and dig myself out of this hole that I've created. Anyways, you can buy our merch. And user, if you want to stick around, you can stick around. It's fine. Buy our merch. Buy our merch. Buy our merch. Let me just flip this around. Let me just do some cool. Ooh, ooh. Look at this. Look at this. Who else merchant team designer can do this? Hello, so I'll go in a minute. Does Arden Ray in Gary? Who? A second, brother. Give me a second. Apparently, he's a UFC fighter from Ireland. If he has no allegations, we'll support him. That's all I can say. Is this an MMA boxing YouTube channel? No. Sorry, this is not. This is not. This is an EastEnders channel. So if you want boxing and MMA, you have to go somewhere else because this is a YouTube channel discussing a fictional show. EastEnders, yes, like Phil Mitchell. Fair enough. How the fuck have you found us? Yeah, that is a question I forgot to ask. So I've looked up in Gary's wife's boyfriend situation. They basically are in a not polycule because that's like 4 people, but they are basically she in Gary basically shares her, I guess would be the politically correct term. She's basically allowed to sleep with this man. How the fuck have you found us? It's literally the chat. The from what I'm looking at, the fucking live stream literally says Piggy watches EastEnders live 20th of the 7th to the 22nd of the 7th. Polygamy? Polygamy. This is not an. Ian Gary's wife gets banged by her boyfriend. He pays the bills in the house, and Ian has taken his last name. Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, no, this is an EastEnders channel. We do not talk about MMA or boxing here. But what have I? Do I always get it? Why do I always get it? It's like polyga polyga poly. I think it is time I wrap this. User, I'm just going to say, I think it's time you get out of here. You're not going to find us talking about MMA and boxing. EastEnders was good set of younger characters at the one. No, it's not the time, Alfie. No, it's not the time. I'm only messing. It is not the time for you. Alright, you're off. God bless. This was fun. Nice to see you too, user. I just do not know how the fuck you've ended up here. I just do not know. EastEnders is a good set of younger characters. I would agree. Um, no, you didn't offend. You didn't offend, brother. I just feel like you're standing out here like a mannequin in the Sahara Desert. Like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? If you're for MMA and boxing, this is not the channel. We're two fruity men. Well, three if you count my other co-host. Just letting you know. But EastEnders is a good set. A polar bear there's a better comparison. You didn't offend, no. I just laughed like you were here. You were literally the meme of what is bro doing here. But I think he's gone now, so. Um, EastEnders has got set of characters. Well, this will be the last thing I'll talk about unless someone else has something to say, or if someone says I'm speaking Afghanistan again. EastEnders has a good set of younger characters at the moment. I would agree. But the problem I see with these younger characters is the fact that you're giving them if you're giving them a whodunit, they're not ready for it. Yes, they can shape into being good with it, but that is the problem they have. Is they're not really, what's the word I'm looking for? They're not really capable of doing it yet. Like, again, I don't really see Denzel and stuff doing it, and I don't think fans will care for a whodunit that involves Joel being attacked because Joel is a piece of shit. Because this is not how you get sympathy for him, is by having him be attacked, because that's not how you get sympathy. Sympathy, for me to make him more sympathetic, is have him show that he has changed. You don't immediately... What if Tommy showed up and did it before he left? Could be a shout. But to me, if this is your way of redeeming him, it's a very shit way of redeeming him. Because, again, if you had to watch someone who was horrendous to your friend, right, and they went to prison, just did what Joel did, went to prison, came out, and then was battered, you would immediately go, don't feel sorry for you. You look both ways and go, didn't see anything. Like, that's the problem I have, is who would really care that he's been attacked? Remember Heather's boyfriend? Oh no. It's a rushed way of redeeming him, but I did kind of feel bad. No, I understand feeling bad for him. That's the thing. I do understand what you mean by it. But like, you can't redeem him by doing shock factor, because it has to be a natural progression that you forgive him. Because if you don't do a natural progression on it, it's just going to age horrendously. Well, not horrendously, but it's just not going to work well, because that's not how you redeem someone. Like, again, I know, like, so where does Billy Mitchell fit into this? Um, Billy Mitchell's son is currently smoking the ganja, if a user. Um, yeah, I look at it the same way I look at Ravi, in a sense. I know you're perking up when I say it's SD Cricket fan, but it's like after the human trafficking that Ravi has done, it's just like if you immediately then have Ravi get attacked, it's like, yeah, but that doesn't exclude what he did. Like, I know he had the mental health storyline, but it's like, it doesn't exclude what he just did. Where with Joel, it's like, you just had him be basically waterboarded and then get battered. It's like, who's going to really forgive him and who's really going to feel sorry for him? That's sort of my angle with it. Thoughts on Syed and Christian? What a bunch of great lads. That's what they are. Bunch of great lads. Nothing against the gay community, just a bunch of great lads. That's all I have to say. Yeah, I think that's where I wrap it up. If anyone has any final thoughts, go out and give it to us now. Alright. If not, I will leave it there. Also, SD Kirkafan, if you have Discord, please send me a message. Thoughts on Pat, Butcher, and Patrick. Another set of great characters. But that's where I'm going to leave it. See you next time. Bye bye.